Right. Okay. Okay. Hi, so I'm here with Rory. So he's with Ignite Coaching. And I just want to interview him and just find out, or just want to say thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be on the course. I've learned so much. And yeah, for those who don't know you, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah,
And
sure.
just saying, yeah.
My name is Rory Jonah Sullivan, RJ for short.
Nice.
Myself and my partner, Sharice, we have been coaches for over a decade.
Nice.
We launched our own company called Ignite Coaching Academy because the challenge we had is that we love impacting lives, but there's only two of us
Yeah.
and limited hours. So we built a company called Ignite Coaching Academy where we build high-level coaches that create impact, income, and freedom so that we can reach more people and have a bigger impact.
I know the story, but I'd like to, for the viewers, so how did you get started? And well, what year did you start actually again?
So long story short, right? I was never a coach before. I used to be a lawyer. So I started as a lawyer. I graduated, and in my last year when I was graduating, like every good story begins, I met a girl. And this girl was a coach. And she was working in like this awesome resort. She was always bubbly. She wore whatever she wanted to work. I was sitting in a corporate office in Durban in the heat, getting paid half of what she was getting paid. And I was like, you know what? This is not a good deal. So I finished my degree, got my degree, told my parents, I'm not going to be a lawyer. I'm going to go be a personal trainer and a life coach. So you can imagine how that conversation went. And then basically we started together. So we didn't start as an academy. We started just coaching. So I got my PTE, my life coaching qualification. We were managing gyms together. We ran our own online coaching programs. We've worked in gyms all over the world, Qatar, Saudi, Kuwait, Bahrain, Hong Kong. And we started coaching, did that for I think a solid 7 or 8 years. And then 3 years ago, we launched our academy where we started certifying people, upskilling coaches. And I've had the privilege of working with thousands of coaches now, including yourself, to really build our team of change makers to make the world a better place.
I have to ask the question. So, I mean, you guys are so busy and moving around, flying around and having all these courses. How do you do the balancing of the work-life balance type thing, or just switching off?
That's actually an awesome question. You know what? Like we actually, and I'm a big believer in seasons. So what I mean by seasons is you're going to have seasons where you have work-life balance. You're going to have seasons where you're grinding, you know, and it's sacrifice. But at the end of the day, going into that season. So for example, if we look at the last 3 to 5 years, we were really in that season of not having a lot of work-life balance. And it's tough, right? You work weekends, you work nights. Sometimes you don't get to go to a birthday party or have those times. But we built a base, we built a foundation, and work-life balance has actually been one of the most challenging things for us because both of us are very driven. We love what we do. So you're almost addicted to the work. So actually in the last, a year or two since we built that foundation, we've now managed to have that work-life balance where we set boundaries and we say, listen, as an example, after 8 o'clock, we don't work. At least one day of the week, we take off. So it has been a challenge. It's been hard for both of us to manage that. But I feel like now we finally got to the place where we've drawn boundaries and we accept that there are seasons. So for example, now we're in Doha. For the next 5 weeks, this is a season of flat out work. Yes, we'll have a little bit of off time, we'll socialize, but I always think in terms of percentages. So for example, we're here, 80% work, 20% chill, for lack of a better term. When we go back to South Africa, maybe the ratio splits a bit. Maybe it's a 60-40. So we've kind of built the system where we can fluctuate based on whatever's going on in our life. So it is a work in progress, but we're getting there.
So, I mean, for some people, people always say like, having a 9 to 5 and how difficult is it? Because I think when I started now as well, trying to, just get to the business side as well of things, I realized, how hard it is actually to actually get going. How much work is it actually to just get going as well? To
get going in that business,
that business.
It's a lot of work. I think of life in trade-offs. There's one of my mentors that I follow religiously. He has a saying, and it always sticks with me. He says, every path you take is going to suck. And that sounds really pessimistic, but the idea behind it is that everything's going to be hard. Life is about challenge, and problems are a feature of life. They're not a bug. So every path you take is going to be hard. We just have to pick the hard that we want. So for example, if you stay in a 9 to 5, if you look at, what are the trade-offs? Well, the trade-off is I'm going to get a set salary. I'm going to have certainty and security. The trade-off that you give up is the freedom. And it's not right or wrong. There's not to say having a business is right and being employed is wrong. It's just which trade-off are you willing to accept based on your life circumstances.
Nice.
If you're an entrepreneur, if you build your own business, there's again a trade-off. The trade-off is I get to have uncapped income. I get to have freedom. I get to create my business and my life the way I want.
Wow,
The trade-off is that you lose security.
Yeah.
You don't have certainty. You don't have a guarantee. And you can only blame yourself when things go wrong, right?
Yeah.
So to be honest, building a business is really fulfilling. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot more work than people think. But the best things in life require work.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, the harder it is, the more worth it is to have in the end.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of work, but if you understand what really matters to you and what's important, yes, it's hard, but it doesn't feel like work because it's in pursuit of something that's valuable to you.
Nice.
So
Makes sense, yes.
I would recommend if you have that desire in you, do it. Accept the fact that you're not going to get certainty. You're not going to have comfort. But the trade-off is that you will have freedom. You will have an uncapped earning potential.
Yes. And like you said, you can do something you love and you can also make a difference in people's lives. Yes. I'm just wondering, on that topic maybe, so leaving a legacy I like to speak about, and like what is your guys' mission actually, or what, like when 10 years, 20 years goes past, what is your legacy you want to leave behind?
I love that question.
Yeah.
Love the coaching question. By the way. Amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, we just want to build a community of healthy, confident, emotionally intelligent humans that change lives. Because, for us, one of the biggest reasons I started in this line of work and stopped being a lawyer. And again, there's something wrong with being a lawyer. It just wasn't the impact I wanted to have. And it actually, ironically, came from a pessimistic place because I looked at people, and I'm sure we've all had this before, where, you look at someone, they have so much potential, and they're not fulfilling that potential. And you just ask yourself, why?
Yeah.
Why are you acting in a way that's so destructive to your health? You could do so much more.
Yeah.
And obviously I had that for myself. I had that for others. And then I thought, you know what? Instead of complaining about this, why don't you do something about it? And I think when people are healthy, when you're physically and mentally healthy, and when you have purpose, you build things, you don't break them down.
Wow.
And I feel like the people in the world who break things down, who are toxic for our society, it's because they're not healthy physically and mentally, and they don't have a purpose to work towards. And sometimes that's not their fault. It's a product of the environment in which they were raised. But if you're not taught how to do these things, how are you ever going to get better? To me, we have this 2 billion-year-old machine, and we come into the world and everyone's like, good luck figuring it out. And I mean, we don't read instructions, I get it, but we should at least have some instructions. Right? So really that's what we want to do. Like, we want to educate people. We want to educate our coaches so they can educate people, so that we can just build healthier, purposeful human beings. Because I think when you have that, to me, that's a change maker. And when you have a change maker, it's not only that person's life gets better. It's literally an infectious energy, and everyone around them starts to get better. So for us, if we can put 1 million change makers in the world, and they impact 1 million people, I suck at maths, but that's a lot of people, right?
It's powerful.
So honestly, when I always think of it like this, when I'm on my deathbed, if I know that A, I helped people become a better version of themselves, and B, I truly squeezed the most effort out of myself that I could, I'm happy to.
I just love how you're speaking, and like you say, you're really motivational. Like you say, taking the path of doing your own business and stuff, it's hard, but it's like you can look back and say, you know what? I put in the work, I put in the hours, I sweat, and this is what I can show for it. This is what I did. Change makers, people out there, and it's something you can actually be proud of. Yes.
There we go.
So really thankful for that. And but like you say, even like for me now, I'm focusing on, like you say, learning more of myself, and I think also men to learn more of themselves. I think it's really powerful just knowing that, like you said, like when we learn about that the core values about connectivity, the uncertainty, and I think a lot of people don't even know these simple things. Should be taught at school actually, and they don't actually put time and energy into now saying, what do I actually want here? And I think with your course, and it really helps a lot. But do you have any courses coming up now, or any?
Plenty.
Guys you're working with, you want to share maybe?
Yeah, awesome, man. So look, we run a variety of courses, right? So again, we spend the majority of our career coaching people.
Okay.
So actually delivering these results to general population people.
Yeah.
When it comes to coaches, again, looking to scale that impact, teaching what we know to coaches so they can impact more people. So for example, we have our life coaching and emotional intelligence, which is really our flagship course, because that's the one that really gets you to understand how does this work and how can you make changes to make your life better. Like to us, that is our flagship course. Like that's the most important foundation, because when you understand psychology, when you understand human behavior, everything else can change. So life coaching and emotional intelligence, we have our health and wellness coach, which combines your life coaching and emotional intelligence with fitness, nutrition, and recovery. So building coaches that are equipped to help people transform themselves completely. And it really stemmed from the idea of when we were just working as personal trainers before we started life coaching. What we realized is that we'd be training people when they move, when they eat better, when they have more energy, they feel great. But then the majority of the session, they're just talking to us about all their other challenges. And that's how we got into life coaching, because I thought, you know what? I'm already life coaching. I just am A, not getting paid for it. And B, I don't actually have a framework for it. So yeah, our health and wellness coach is really, you know, one of my most passionate projects, because we get to build coaches who have all of those skills. They have the life coaching and emotional intelligence to deal with the psychology, and they have the knowledge of the body and movements and nutrition so that people can get that physical energy back. Because no matter what shifts you make in your mind, if you don't have the energy to fuel it, it's very challenging. So that's our health and wellness coach package. We also run more niche packages like women's wellness, which includes those elements of life coaching and fitness, but also includes things like Pilates, pre and postnatal to support ladies through that time. And a variety of other courses that kind of feed into supporting women directly. And then of course, last but not least, this is actually, again, life coaching is really the big one. But for me, the passion to profits, the business element is something that we've really been leaning into strongly, because yes, you have to get coaching skills in order to make transformation. But if you want to build a business out of it, you've got to have business skills. And I feel like that's a piece of the puzzle that a lot of people are missing. So what we really try to do is give business education in a way that's simple. It's not complicated. It's not about building the next Tesla, you know, or SpaceX. It's just about what are the principles of business? How can I deliver a service and receive value for that service? And the biggest key on that being, I want to deliver more value than what they're paying me. And if I had to summarize the business course, if you do that, all the other details, marketing, sales, technology, you can learn that. But if you are delivering more value than you take, you will never go.
Awesome. No, thank you so much. Any last words you want to say to the audience?
I'd say honestly, and this is my philosophy on it, and sometimes it can be a bit intense, but I truly believe in it. We're going to die. It's the only thing that is guaranteed. Like literally, there's not a single other thing someone can guarantee with 100% certainty, other than the fact that one day we will not be here. So why live your life worried about what other people think? Why follow a blueprint that was given to you that you don't agree with? Just do what you want. Because one day when you're lying on your deathbed, the worst thing to have is regret. That's it. That's the worst thing to have is regret. So just do what you want. You're going to die anyway. So just help people and enjoy the ride.
Nice. No, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Rory. Really appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you.